Hello, this is Right Side Trader. Today is June 12th, 2026, and this is my weekly market review. We're reviewing the Dow 30, that's DIA, on a quarterly chart, monthly chart, weekly chart, and a daily chart. This is all for educational purposes only, no trade recommendation, because as we all know, trading is risky. You can lose money at trading, so please check with your financial advisor. Please check with your significant other, and make sure trading is something that is suitable for you. All right, let's take a quick look at these charts and see what's going on. Let me resize that and do it this way. Maximize that quarterly chart. Back on this quarterly chart, what I see here is green. Of course, it's still green, and all, but we have a small wick here, and all. That means this thing didn't really drop that much, and it's already back near its top because we did have some real choppiness going on here last week, and all, and that's what we see here. So again, and we're not quite to a yearly R1, so I do believe this the Dow still has a good ways to go yet. It has a little bit more to go before we really start getting choppy if this thing going to do anything crazy. So that's what I see. Let's go ahead and go down to our monthly chart. What we see here, again, on this monthly chart, what we can see here, we do have a doji here at the top, and all. It did pull back quite a bit and got quite a bit of wick on there on this monthly chart, but the month is green, which is a good thing. We are still above the 9-10 moving average. We are still above on these quarterly pivots. We are still above an R1, so this thing is looking very strong still, and all. That's what I see, and all. But let's go ahead and go down to our weekly chart and see what we see there. All right, zoom in here. See, again, this here on this weekly chart, as we can see, and all, on the Dow. Last week, the week that I was missing, and all, we ended up with a doji. It wasn't like blood on the streets or anything really crazy. It did make all-time high last week, just like all the other indexes did, but it pulled back to a doji. You know, that kind of gave you a kind of sign that, okay, I put my stops in place. I'll be careful about what's going on, and all, but don't get too excited about thinking a bear market is happening. So that's the whole thing there. And come this week, we are green, but we didn't break the highs. So you got to be with the Dow. You got to be careful. And all, I do kind of like see maybe next week if things keep going hot like it's going and all, we will be making all-time highs come next week. Because again, where did we close it? We closed at 13, and all we got to go to is $4. I think the Dow can do that, and all. So that's what I'm kind of expecting next week. But we got to kind of like wait and see what actually happens, and all. But let's go ahead and go down to our daily noise and wrap this on up. Zoom in here. So let's zoom in here, and all. This thing did this week. This was a crazy day on Wednesday, and all, right here on the Dow, and all. It was chopping like you was thinking it's going to probably just go sideways, and it's fine. Look, we thought it was finding some support back here in this little area here where it came out, got this demand, and the market went up, and then we shot down just back down here to this demand level here where it went up from, and then we got this crazy day on. That was Wednesday, this candle here, this red candle here, and then after that though, we got one of the right side trading candle patterns. This is a piercing pattern, but they've studied this. This is usually a pretty powerful this piercing pattern is usually a pretty powerful pattern in the right location, and it looks like it's usually a pretty good reversal candle pattern when we see this. The thing is now that we actually got, you know, a close above this pattern, even though it's a doji. That's why, again, you need to be patient and watch out. That's why I can say, just looking at the candle patterns, I kind of expect this thing to break and make all-time highs come again next week. Because, again, the other thing that I'm looking at, we will be opening above pivot. So above pivot, based on my rules and my strategy, is to stay above pivot. This was kind of like a big surprise that this thing actually came this week. Actually closed above pivot after being on the pivot. I usually expect to stay on the pivot, but it had people rolling stuff up and rolling stuff out, you know, when this thing came back up here above pivot, because I almost started doing the same thing myself, you know. But that's it. Don't go into trades, you know. But that's it. It's one of those crazy weeks and stuff. But that's pretty much it. Everything looks great. Everything looks good. I hope you guys had a great week. Hope you guys have a great weekend. This is Right Side Trader. I'll talk to you guys next week. Have a good one. Bye.